He took Togo's bag, which he had treasured and cherished since school, and began to trample it. It hurt Togo a lot, and then he said loudly to White Boy, "Let me tell you about Togo." Togo came to the States at 18, fresh out of Ghana. He was tall, lean, walked like a man who knew where he was going. Not fast, not flashy, but with purpose. He had this old-school calm about him, like nothing could shake him. And most days, nothing did. He landed at Meriden Community College, just north of San Jose. Not Ivy League, but solid. Diverse campus, mostly local kids with a few internationals mixed in. Togo came in on a scholarship, earned every bit of it through long nights, grit, and focus most folks twice his age didn't have. He didn't care about fashion. Wore the same black windbreaker almost every day. Same busted Adidas with the toe worn down. Spoke softly. Listened more than he talked. Most folks thought he was just quiet. Truth is, he was calculating. But some people see calm as weakness. That's where Charles came in. Now Charles was the type who took up space even when he didn't need to. Big frame, bigger mouth. Son of some tech exec down in Palo Alto. Lived off his dad's name and credit limit. Always loud, always performing. And he hated that Togo didn't play along, started with little jabs. "Hey Wakanda, you lose your spear again? You sure you in the right class? Thought this was calculus, not tribal studies." Togo didn't bite. He had bigger things on his mind. His classes, his family back home. That job at the dining hall he picked up to send money back to his younger sister. But silence don't stop a man like Charles. It feeds him. By the third week, it got worse. He'd mess with Togo's stuff, hide his notebook, toss his backpack across the floor when nobody was looking. One day, he even poured orange soda into Togo's bag. Papers soaked, textbooks ruined. That was the day something shifted. I remember, I saw Togo standing there in the hallway, just looking down at the dripping mess like he was measuring something. Not the damage, the moment. You could feel it in the air. He walked up to Charles, cool as ever. "Bathroom, now," he said, eyes locked in. Charles laughed. "You serious, bro?" Togo didn't repeat himself, just stood there. Still, solid. That stillness? That was the part that messed with Charles the most. No yelling, no threats, just truth standing on 2 feet. Charles got up, chest puffed out, still playing the role like this was a joke. But he followed. His boys didn't move. They thought he was just going to mess with Togo more. They were wrong. They walked into that second-floor men's bathroom, far end of the B wing. Empty, echoey, fluorescent light buzzing like it was trying to warn somebody. Charles turned around, grin still half on his face. "You really want this smoke, huh?" Togo shook his head. "No. I wanted a conversation. But you don't seem to understand anything unless it's loud." Charles didn't wait. Swung first. Big, sloppy, shoulder-heavy punch. One of those haymakers meant to end things fast. Togo slipped it like he'd done it 1,000 times before. Which he had. See, back in Ghana, Togo boxed. Not for medals, for discipline. For balance, for the kind of strength that don't need crowds to clap for it. He trained in a cement-walled gym with no air conditioning and gloves held together with tape. And when you learn to fight in those rooms, a spoiled rich boy's tantrum doesn't scare you. Togo ducked the second punch, pivoted, body shot, quick and sharp to the ribs. Charles folded a little, then the right cross. Clean. Charles hit the wall and slid down like a cartoon character that ran out of batteries. Dazed. Not out cold, but close enough. And then, two other dudes walked in. One of them was Marcus, football player. The other, some pre-med kid. They stopped in the doorway, eyes wide, took in the scene. Nobody said a word. Togo stepped back, picked up his windbreaker from the floor, calm as ever. "I asked you to stop," he said to Charles, who was now trying to remember what day it was. "This is on you." Then he walked out. Didn't run. Didn't check to see who followed. Just walked. Like it was Tuesday and he had somewhere to be. Now here's where things get real interesting. By dinner time, that bathroom story had traveled faster than a TikTok trend. Didn't matter that there wasn't video, word of mouth hit harder. And when the names got attached, Togo dropped Charles in the second-floor men's room. Overnight, Togo went from that quiet African dude to, "Yo, don't mess with him." Not loud, not flashy, but respected. Charles didn't come to class for 2 days. When he did, he wore sunglasses indoors and didn't say a word to nobody. Gone was the fake confidence. Gone was the crew of yes men. They didn't ditch him outright, but you could feel the gap forming. Like even they realized, this ain't the guy to follow. Togo showed up to lecture like nothing happened. Same seat, same notes, same calm energy. But now, people looked at him different. A few nodded his way. Some gave a "what's up" as they passed. That quiet kind of salute men give to men they respect. Even professors caught the shift. One of them, Dr. Halverson, pulled him aside after class. Said, "Heard some nonsense happened the other day. Just want you to know, we've got your back." Togo just nodded. He didn't need anyone to speak for him. He'd already spoken. And here's the real kicker. He didn't gloat. Didn't talk trash. Didn't repost the memes that started floating around. Someone made a flyer. Fight night. Charles versus reality. Togo never even acknowledged it. Because for him, this wasn't about popularity. It was about dignity. He came to the US to learn, to grow, to push forward. Not to fight battles from people who ain't ever left their zip code mentally. But when pushed too far, when disrespected became physical, he didn't fold. He stood up. He stood tall. And that did more than shut Charles down. It forced the whole campus to look in the mirror. 'Cause truth is, some of those folks laughed at Charles's jokes before. Thought Togo was weird, different, foreign. But after that moment in the bathroom, a lot of people realized he wasn't the outsider. They were just slow to catch up. By mid-semester, Togo was tutoring math in the learning center, coaching part-time at a youth boxing gym across town, and acing his physics labs. The same kids who joked behind his back? Now they were asking for help before midterms. He helped them, all of them. No spite, no bitterness. Because Togo wasn't trying to win. He was trying to rise, and bring whoever wanted to rise with him. And Charles? He transferred at the end of the semester. Rumor was, his dad pulled strings to get him into some private college in Arizona, away from the story, away from the shame. But the lesson stayed behind. You can joke about a man's accent. You can laugh at his clothes. You can even try to break his spirit. But the moment you put your hands on him, you better hope he's not built from something you can't touch. Togo was, and now, everyone knew. Moral: don't mistake quiet for soft. And never test someone whose strength was forged in places your privilege ain't never been. Because when the moment comes, some folks don't swing first, but they always finish it.